Well, hello. Hi, Tia. And hi, Galaxy Animation, and hi, Mimi Cute. Welcome to the stream. Hi, Kai. Kai B. I am doing pretty great, actually. It's been a lovely day, and now the sun is actually starting to shine, which is kind of funny coincidence. Um, how about you? How is everyone doing? I originally had some plans on playing Minecraft with my friends, as that is something we normally do on Fridays. However, that got cancelled, so I figured why not? Why not stream instead? Since I think it's been a while since I've streamed on Friday. I don't know why, but I feel like it's Saturday. Is anyone else also lost on the days? Like what day it's supposed to be? Hi, the Blue Twilight. Welcome to the stream. We actually had a little cool day today. So we're not like... so in Finland, we're not exactly dying by the heat, which is really lovely. Like, this is wonderful break to have. And I'm like... forgive me if you hear any kind of like cyclists or anything in the background. Thankfully the streets, my street should be pretty peaceful. But yeah, I have my balcony doors open because today it has been like 17 to 18 degrees Celsius. So I am absolutely taking that opportunity to cool down my apartment, even though it wasn't that hot to begin with. But I bet that the heat wave will at some point reach Finland again too, so I'm just like gonna take advantage of this day that used to be cloudy and gray, rainy and cloudy earlier, but now the sun is shining again, which is nice. I envy you. If you have anything like 30 to 40 degrees at your area, I absolutely understand that envy. Hi Laura, welcome to the stream. Yeah, the heat wave is so terrible right now. Yeah. Personally, I've maybe said this a million times already, but I love summer as a season. I absolutely love summer. However, I despise the heat. Like maybe 25 degrees is kind of like my maximum. That feels comfortable for me. But anything like a Celsius, but anything else above that is absolutely not. I can't tolerate it whatsoever. Spring got beautiful colors. So I can absolutely understand why spring may be someone's favorite season. The thing I don't like about spring is the weather bouncing back and forth. I guess the same could be said about the fall, when it's kind of like this awkward in-between season. But spring has beautiful colors. Especially when like all the early spring flowers and such start blooming, and just like more of like a pastel-y green starts to take over the scenery. That is very pretty. And all the buds on the leaves before the leaves fully like bloom or open up. Humidity is absolutely pain. I don't think I originally even realized how bad the humidity during heat can be. However, I have learned recently that it is absolutely not fun. Yeah, the early fall is very pretty, especially when everything like looks so rusty. At least in Finland. Like just before the leaves are being dropped, all the like yellows and oranges and just like the vibrant colors are just so gorgeous. Which one do you feel like doing more? I guess you could always like make some work on the PMV if it's gonna be like a longer PMV, and then you can switch to working on Artfight attacks. If only people had more than 2 sets of armors, honestly. I actually have gotten some ideas for Artfight, primarily doing revenges, as that is something I feel like is only fair that I focus on. But at the same time, I also want to get this map part line arted. I have so many things to do, it's ridiculous. Yeah, that sounds like an old laptop. Or rather an ancient laptop, because old laptops can work like perfectly fine. Even if a little bit slow. GV, Chilveen, and the TV. Sorry, I completely butchered your username. But yeah, welcome to the stream. Yeah, 6 years is a lot for any device nowadays. Yeah, welcome to the stream, Kiwi. Yeah, you probably did. I'm trying my best to remember everything, so sorry about that. I may sometimes need a little bit more than a one reminder, but I promise I will learn eventually. How are you doing on this fine day? I'm doing actually pretty good. I earlier, just when I started the stream, I mentioned that I actually feel like it's Saturday, even though it's Friday. But my day has so far been pretty nice and chill. How are you doing? Feeling like it's Tuesday today. Yeah, that is very unfortunate. Especially when the weekend is supposed to start. Assuming you ever did use the Warriors Wiki, would you use the English version or the Finnish version? I did use the English version. I did read the first series in Finnish, but after that I switched to English, and thus I feel like it's more natural for me to, if I'm looking for something related to warriors, to seek from the English Wikipedia. The only time I actually use the Finnish Wikipedia, Warriors Wikipedia page is when I'm like looking to add more tags to my pictures. If it's like Warriors related of the official characters, I usually just sprinkle in the Finnish versions for funsies as a, like a, I guess, a hidden tags. So that's the only time I use the Finnish wiki, because obviously I have except the first series, I don't have much of a clue what the characters are called in Finnish nowadays. Congratulations on your 3rd episode. Also, Lara, I will get back at you because I did make a mistake of looking at Art5 before I started the stream, and I want to scream so badly. I promise it's a loving kind of screaming, but I will get back to you. I will send you a proper comment later. Is the Finnish version the default in Finland, or would you have to manually go to it? I mean, okay, I can actually test it. I guess, in a way. If I go and Google, let's take the 20 pelt, because we spoke about that one. 20 pelt. It immediately translates the name for me, because nowadays if you Google something, you have the Google AI collection thing, right? So it does tell me that 20 pelt is Keltaturkki, and there is Warriors Wikia, and can I actually see? At least not on the first page, but it does give me the translated version, which could easily help me to go and seek for the Finnish Finnish Warrior Cats Wikipedia page, if I really prefer to do that. Hi Coco Soda, welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's pretty cool that they have now gotten like different wikis in different languages. And well, as I established earlier, I prefer to read Warriors in English. So I, by default, prefer to use the English site. But then again, I do know, for example, my cousins. I'm the eldest of the cousins from my mother's side by like 10 to 15 years, depending on a cousin. And I think at least one, if not two of the cousins, have also read The Warriors, but in Finnish, obviously. And I have one friend, actually, who prefers to read them in Finnish, even though she would be very capable of reading them in English. But she prefers the Finnish version, and that's perfectly fine. And it is also thanks to Warriors, I actually learned a lot of like nature vocabulary regarding like prey animals, plants, yada yada. Warriors was a really good like really good teaching for those things. Hi, I like eating Italian people. Welcome to the stream. I think because in English Wikipedia the character sprites are drawn, right? So I think that in Finnish Warriors Wikia they are like the official pictures of the books instead. Which is also fun, like how different similar topic can be compared to between two. If I had better and more efficient animation software, I would, for some reason, gain more and more motivation of making literally any animation. I guess sometimes having a certain program does help with it, especially if you have learned to animate in certain ways. Hold on, I'm getting a call. I'll be back in a moment. Okay. Okay. Good thing about calls is that I can still work on stuff, so the stream isn't completely killed when somebody calls me. But yeah, hi, if anyone is still around. I can finally talk, I can finally respond. There was actually like... I know that Angel of Avasilican already left, but thank you that you visited the stream, if you happen to hear this later. And thank you, Lara. What's the easiest part of a cat? What's the easiest part of a cat for you? What is the easiest part of a cat for me to draw? That is a really good question. I guess posing. I suppose kind of like a posing and then like a front half of the body. As for the most difficult one, even though it wasn't asked, I'm gonna say that anyway because I know it. But ears. Ears for some reason always give me trouble and I keep adjusting them even after sketch because in my eyes they are too small or whatever. But yeah, because Kaibi also asked the question like publicly, you can also drop in the chat like if you like drawing cats. What is the easiest part for you drawing cats? Hi, Toast the Cat. Welcome to the stream. It's so fun to see like different kind of responses to a same question. Like it's really fascinating how diverse people can be. Also, if you are drawing or animating or doing anything, this is your occasional reminder. Remember to save your project. I also could save. How long does sketching usually take you before you're happy with it and start the line art? I guess for me, we are talking about maybe 20 minutes, I would say. Sure, like, obviously I have a lot of like planning stages before that too, but personally, if we are only talking about the sketch phase, I would say like 20 minutes is my approximate time that I spend on the sketch. Granted, if the character has a lot of like accessorial details, that may take longer, but if it's just like a character and I don't add any like markings and such, then it's like 20 minutes average. The Kia dance. Welcome to the stream, Alexanders. And welcome to the stream, Flying Airbus. Hi Tropical Dragons, welcome to the stream. I love your videos, thank you! I'm really happy to hear that. Glad you're enjoying the content that I make. Traditional animators are cool, to be honest. I can't take myself to repeat drawing something. It is honestly a skill set. Sometimes even I have sometimes just like thrown towel to the ring. I have continued eventually, but it definitely gets very repetitive. And it is definitely a challenge at times, especially trying to keep everything even. For example, Lay All Your Love on Me map art that I did for a Dove Wing and a Tiger Heart map. The first shot where Dove Wing is lip syncing, I spent 3 days lining the first shot with Dove Wing. That was one of the points that honestly wanted to just like throw my laptop over the balcony because I got so tired of like lining the same shot over and over again. People who know how to tween properly are honestly wizards. I personally enjoy drawing my frames, but people who are tweening very complex things, that is honestly very impressive. And I'm glad that tweeners are getting the respect that they deserve, because at some point tweening was something that was very heavily frowned upon, especially on the animation meme community. So I'm really glad that they are finally getting the respect that they actually deserve, because tweening, while it may seem easy on the surface, is not really a piece of cake. Okay, after I finish lining this frame, I will be right back because I need a toilet break, but I will continue after that. Honestly, huge respect to anyone who does tweening. I can definitely see tweening can be an easy way out in certain situations, especially when it's like a very simple movement. But I don't know. Something about frame by frame animation is something that just like, it tickles my brain just right. Oh god. Oh no. Hmm. Oops. Okay. And while I'll be right back, I will give you a look this shot that I've worked on recently, so you can see how it is turning out. And I think that's a good bit. I'll save and do that. And I also need to Alright. I guess I will just stretch it so that the be right back doesn't flash, but yeah. I'll be back and I'll see you in a moment. And I didn't realize how late it was. So I am going to line ahead or something along those lines. I will start a little bit on a frame and then I will be ending this stream. And I think that I want to work on the final frame here, so I can in between here these in between frames. So I think that is probably my best play here. And since I don't have anything on the weekend, I may stream during the weekend as well. We'll see about that, but that might be a thing. And thank you for the welcome backs. Thank you. What are you people up to? What are you doing other than watching or listening to this stream? I noticed that you all had a very lovely conversation about animating, which is fun. Did you get to work on any art fight or PMV stuff, or are you planning on working on that later? It is good to have chill days and breaks from like a creative making. Galaxy has been multitasking. GV has been bedrotting. I mean, all valid activities. Sometimes you just have to take it easy. And that is perfectly fine. This is actually the first year I'm part of an art fight, and it was a result of years. My friends and strangers just begging me to join. I have already gotten like 5, 6 attacks. Which is insane, because well, I I didn't know that people really wanted to attack me that much. So we'll see how my art fight experience will turn out during this July. I'll probably try and do some occasional revenges. Or like attacks back. But yeah, as I said earlier during the stream, I have a lot on my plate. So art fight is not going to be my top priority. But if this has made the people happy that I'm finally part of art fight this year, then I mean, you're welcome. I finally did it. Only like 5 years late to the party, or a decade late to the party, whatever. Bye, Galaxy Animations. Well, thank you for sticking around. I hope you had a good stream. How often do art fights happen? Is it like an annual? Yeah, it is annual, like every year during July. And I first put up an... I don't know what would it be called, an ultimatum, but I told one of my friends that if they're ever gonna do like heart and soul as a themes, then I will join. But I don't know, I guess now I had like the all-time high with interest of art fight. I haven't really joined like previous years because I have been busy with multiple other projects on my plate, including this year, but I felt like since my interest for art fight is at its all-time high, instead of like shoved in the background, I figured why not. So we'll see. Claire's the type of person I would call my trusted adult. Thank you! That's so sweet. That is definitely my goal, to try and like offer a safe space for people, especially since I know that my style appeals a lot to a younger audience. And thus I want my channel to be a safe space for people to hang out, like streams and such, to be safe space to hang out and such. Like, regardless of age, you should always feel, you should always have like a safe space. And especially when I grew up, in like a smaller town, I didn't really have friends that would that liked similar things than I did in the town. And YouTube really helped me to find friends that actually like shared similar interests. And my best, one of my best friends nowadays, I met him through YouTube and we are still friends today, which is insane to think about. Like, our friendship is like 18 years old. Our friendship is an adult. Imagine that. And he got married like last fall. Like, it's insane. But despite all its dangers, I still want to believe that there is space for safe spaces for people. No matter the age, no matter the gender. And I mean, even if you're adult that or near adult that enjoys my stuff, like, heck yeah, you do that. Don't care what others are saying. Like, I guess the LDR is, I'm grateful you're here, and I'm glad that you can feel safe here. Hi, the most randomest user, welcome to the stream. I think last stream I did make a little notification on the chat. This time I didn't because I pretty much started on the fly. But yeah, I'll at some point when I get to it, I may make a PNG tuber that helps people to figure out that I'm indeed talking. Because I feel like talking and responding to questions through talking is a lot easier and doesn't hinder the art process that much when I'm like working or getting into the zone. Like I feel like talking is just a natural way for me to be like, hey, I'm here, I'm doing things. That's a legend friendship. It is. Like, he is very dear friend of mine, and we've been through a lot together. And I honestly want to see, and I want to see to it that we will go to a retirement home together or something like that. I basically want to be like, okay, this is probably like grim thing to say, but like, if either of us doesn't make it, I definitely would be front and center at his funeral. Like, he definitely deserves the support. I really want to join art fights, but my parents are like overprotective, so YouTube is my only social media, which is making me harder to do art trades and things. What I really, how would I word it? One thing that I don't like the changes that YouTube made, because I have seen how it has changed since it was an independent website before Google influenced it. Like I said, I met my best friend through YouTube. And back then on YouTube, you could like comment on each other's profiles, you could send like private messages, you could basically chat while watch videos, or like there weren't like chat rooms, but you could like comment on the profile, so you necessarily didn't have to like communicate through videos. And that was really nice. Like, you definitely had a sense of a community. Nowadays YouTube feels a lot more cooperate and a lot more like professional, whatever that means. But I really liked it how everything had just like customizations, and you could put a background on your channel. Like, we didn't have banners, people, we had backgrounds. We could put our like drawings in the back of our channels. And then we could choose the colors, and I don't think we could choose the fonts. But yeah, it was fun, like 2008, 2009 kind of magic. And I think right now, one of the websites, Sheezy, is thriving something similar, although their inspiration is apparently more of like trying to make something that DeviantArt used to be. But Sheezy does definitely remind me of those days when YouTube was definitely a social media. It wasn't just a video platform. Okay, I take that back. YouTube is definitely social media, but it was definitely more approachable back then, I feel like. Approachable in a sense that you could more easily make friends with people without needing external sources. It was really nice. Yeah, the updates sometimes are interesting. Like even nowadays, when you're like when like an app updates itself, and the like entire user interface or like the looks of the app, right, has changed, and something is over there instead of where it used to be, and it's just like, what happened? Who made these decisions? I'll quickly double check, I think. Okay, yeah. I'm late and overdue, but yeah. This is actually where I'm gonna end. I'm so sorry. I feel like I didn't get much done today, but I guess I did. I did finish. I think I finished working on this frame and then this one. Yeah, this one. And then I did this one and this. So yeah. I'm so sorry to end this a little bit abruptly. I promised someone that we could do something despite having my plans cancelled. Plus it's getting late, so I think it's just better for me to chill for the rest of the evening. But regardless, thank you everyone so much for joining the stream, and I hope that you have enjoyed your watch here. I will hopefully maybe stream during the weekend, so I guess we will be seeing then, hopefully. But yeah, thank you, Alexandros. I hope every one of you has a lovely day or night, and I will see you all on the next stream.